All right. Thank you for spending time with us today. Today we have Kevin Brendel from Brew City, PC in Milwaukee, and this is Business Success in Six. So we're going to ask you six different questions in 6 minutes. We want to learn about your business, share it with our clients and our community. So thank you for coming.
Absolutely, no problem. Glad to be here.
The first question is, when people ask you what you do in your business, how do you describe it?
Well, when I'm talking to people about what we do in my business, I kind of break it out into two different categories. The first is IT support and consulting, where we deal with networking, computer repairs, sales, support, and security for businesses. And then the other half of our business is structured wiring and installation. So not only do we do the IT side, we also do all the wiring for a building, installation of audiovisual equipment, security cameras, phone systems, etc. So those are the two big divisions of the company, and I like to say that we want to be the one-stop shop for small businesses' tech needs, whether it's computers, phones, security, or anything in between that involves essentially having a chip in it.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like you really do offer a lot. Thank you for that. So the next question is, what were your plans when you started your business and how have they changed?
Well, man, things have definitely changed since we started the business back in 2009. Back then, it was, obviously a tough time in the economy, and all we really wanted to do was um, maybe just start a company where we're fixing computers. So at that time, it was a break fix scenario where people would contact us when their computer broke down. We'd go either to them or pick up their computer and get it back up and running and back to them as quick as we could. Obviously, nowadays the prices of computers have gone down, and some of them are often difficult to repair. So really, the business has changed into more of a managed service type of world where we offer things like cloud backup, internet security, cloud managed networking, things along those lines. A lot more than we do break fix anymore. I'd say we might take one or two computers in a month that are broken that need to be repaired, but most everything else is sales and working our best to keep our customers up and running with all their different needs as far as networking and phones and everything else.
So definite changes. That's awesome.
Yeah, big different world when you go from what they call break fix to MSP.
Wow, totally. Well, thank you. What is the biggest way that you impact the community that you work in? And it could be through time, education, donations, or just how you impact the community.
Well, I mean, it's funny, we're kind of located in Oconomowoc, and now we've opened an office here in Delafield, Wisconsin. But as far as impact, we donate to a lot of school functions. Obviously, I have some kids, and so we're offering money to some of their teams for sponsorships and things like that. Um, Other than that, we've worked with the senior center here in Oconomowoc to try and help them be able to communicate with their family and things like that on their computers, and some training and things like that. Uh, that's probably the majority of it at this point. Other than that, our biggest impact is trying to keep a lot of these small businesses open and running when there's a lot of other IT companies that are focused on the big companies because that's certainly where the more money's at. But we know that the small businesses need help just as much to keep their doors open and prevent themselves from getting, ransomware and malware and things like that as well.
Wow, that's awesome. You have several different ways that you're impacting the community. So thank you for your service.
Trying anyway.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you. What is one challenge you have faced in your business that if you could share with other business owners to kind of help them along, what would that be?
No, it's hard to nail down to one, to be honest. But one issue that I've found as I've grown is adding more employees does not necessarily make it easier for me, the owner. That's for sure. Um, and it's difficult to find employees that are looking to grow with a company long term these days. And what I've experienced is you really have to treat them well. throw in, as many benefits as you can, pay them maybe a little bit more than the average, so that they want to stick around and grow with the company rather than jump at the first opportunity somebody throws at them. And by keeping a long term or keeping an employee longer term, it's a better relationship for my clients as well because they have a standing relationship with somebody that can help them. And they're not just constantly talking to somebody else that might not know all the ins and outs of what's happened in a given business in the last 3, 4, 5 years.
That's huge. Thank you. Yeah, and at Action Coach, we talk about the owner takes care of the employees take care of the customers, and the customers
Right.
have the business. So you nailed it. Thank you. So what does the future look like for you? And do you have an exit plan eventually for your business?
Well, the future for me is a little bit up in the air. Like I said, we have two different kind of divisions to my company: the wiring side or the install side, and then I have the IT business as well. And both of those departments need each other. A lot of our projects overlap into programming equipment, things like that. Um, but we've seen significant growth in um, for us at least in the hospitality world and in the new homes being built. So we work with a number of builders, and we wire all the homes for them for their clients. And so we're putting in a lot of smart technology into homes, video doorbells, cameras, audio systems, home theaters, things like that, which has really taken off. And so has our hospitality work, where we might go into new restaurant and put in an audio system and TVs, security system, networking, point of sale, cash registers, etc. So I think the future of us is really continuing to work with small businesses, but I see us doing more work with potentially a lot of different systems and new builds and things like that, new larger projects. Um, Probably being what's been taken off the most recently. And as far as an exit strategy for me, um, I'd like to potentially see myself to be able to have a company that can run itself maybe in the next 10 years. Um, I think we have a little way to go as far as um, breaking down individual departments and making sure that managers are aware of what it takes to run those departments and to make it all run itself. But I can definitely see us getting there. A year or so ago, I didn't think it would be a much longer time before we were ready for that. But I mean, in the past year and a half, we've added managers, we've added more people to the department, and it's a lot more autonomous for me than it has been in years past, especially with the pandemic. So now I'm able to focus more on running the business than being in the business than I was in recent years because of the pandemic. And that's, I think, going to allow us to maybe make that timeline push up a little bit for me to maybe exit the business at some point sooner than later.
Wow, congratulations on that. That's one of our definitions of a business is a commercial profitable entity that runs without you. So it sounds like you're really headed on the right track to do that. So the last question that we have about 30 seconds left. All
Hmm.
subjects open. What inspires you most today? Just a little bit about you.
What inspires me most is that I just love working with new small businesses and then watching them grow, and being a part of that, knowing that we're a reason that the customers like going there, or we're a reason that they're having such success. And that's just because I love technology. And if I can show a business how to use it to their advantage, that's kind of what I get excited about. It's kind of cool because, in this field, things change all the time. So we get an opportunity to play with a lot of cool new technology that most people wouldn't touch because either they couldn't afford it or they would have no need for themselves. But by doing so many different projects and customizing things for them, it's just kind of a fun job because it's always changing, and that's why we like doing it.
So cool. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I really, really
Sure.
appreciate you taking the time.